Racing on Wednesday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. It is Wednesday the 19th of March 2025. We've got 8 races on the program, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 12:40. We do have updated race times as this meeting was scheduled for Saturday the 15th and it was then moved to Wednesday, so do take note of the updated race times for all 8 races on the program. Each race is now plus 5 minutes as to what the official carded off time was. So race 1, 12:40, maiden juvenile plate, 1,000 meters the distance, working alongside D's for this preview show, and we'll get these thoughts in a moment. Race 1, number 1, I'm a Fireball, 11 to 10 into 7 to 10. 2-year-old son of Vercingetrix from the Mike and Matthew de Kock yard. Number 3, Black Frost has gone from 16 to 10 out to 22 to 10. Number 6, Dungeon Master, 8 to 1, 10 to 1 about number 8. It's then 14 to 1 and better by all those. D's, when we have a look at the market, there's only support for one horse here. Number 1, I'm a Fireball, and out of all of the first timers here, it's a field of 8 and the 7 first timers. He's the one that makes the most appeal. The Dam Gibraltar Blue, 6-time winner, winning from 1,000 up to 1,600. And then that was Cullinan Blue, who had 7 starts but was quite decent, winning 3 times. And there could be quite a bit of speed here on the Dam side from this horse. So he could certainly make a winning debut.
Yeah, Rael looked at that race where Gotta Go Eddie ran the other day for Matthew and Mike de Kock. Ran a good race, but there was lots of betting support. Yeah, the stable stepping out their young horses now. And one has to take note when there's anti-post betting support that it's quite fancied. So I think I'm a Fireball of the race runners. That could be the one that you're going to have to follow. But this horse, Black Forest, for Michael Roberts, well done to Michael. Winning with a first-timer is, something that we don't see that often from the yard. That horse called Fortress of Fire beating that field, which included Gotta Go Eddie. So I think the horse is coming along nicely. You had to like that last start, which was his best run to date. And of the race runners, I think with that improvement factor and the fact that the horse has had 3 runs at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, they will quietly fancy their chances with experience. Of the balance of them, you read out the pedigree for number 1, I'm a Fireball. I can tell you that number 4, World of Royalty, the Dam, was an out-and-out sprinter. This horse, Magic Surprise, Doug Campbell's runner, the Dam, she won 5 times. And looking at a horse like Dungeon Master, Dam won from a sprint trip right to 2,000 meters. And that is about it. This horse is a full brother to Spelling Bee, number 8, for Dennis Bosch, so maybe better over a bit further. But we are going in blind here in leg 1 of the bipod. You mentioned the time, 12:40. Racing fans, take note of it. I just want to go to the front of the computer form and possibly try and guide you there with regards to any comments that are worth noting. Really nothing very strong of the comments that are written in the front of the computer form.
Yeah, not much to go on there. These obviously we'll have to watch the market with regards to I'm a Fireball. Comment there is good each way chance. So yeah, I think that's good enough to warrant respect for this horse. I think just 2 Ds, 1 and 3.
Yeah, I think we go to the market with the first timer and then the experience of number 3. Yeah, that should be the way to play it. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think just those 2 horses to play around here in race number 1. Horses 1 and 3, they dominate in the betting market, and let's see how it all unfolds in the first.
Place accumulator will begin at 13:15. Maiden juvenile plate for fillies over 1,000 meters. And let's bring up the field and have a look at what is happening here. Of course, there are first timers as well that we'll have to keep a close eye on the betting market. I'm going to give you a guide when it comes to betting, and we will begin at the top with number 2. Now trading at 18 to 10 Royal from opening call. In fact, this horse, if my memory serves me correct, when the meeting was scheduled for last week, Friday, actually opened up at 4 to 1, and there was money for the horse. But obviously, the fixed odds market has gauged that, and they opened the horse up 22 to 10, but still supported now into 18 to 10. So that's number 2. Then number 8, Captain's Pride for Louis Querson, is trading at 17 to 10, and you can pretty much get double figures the balance. This race, Rael, I just want to give you a form line for number 2, Malshana Mo. When quite defancied on debut for Tini Prinsloo, the form line has yielded winners. I know that the horse was 12 lengths back, but Comic Relief, Magical Sky, Polar Light, and Quick Step Girl. I mention these horses because, from the Magical Sky form line, Polar Light has come out to win, and from that form line, it was Quick Step Girl. So the collateral form lines have worked out nicely for this horse. And it's understandable because Tini Prinsloo, he's got horses that he's already tested as youngsters, and he seems to be having a nice run. So he'll have a fairly good idea on how things are going to work out, because Magical Sky and Polar Light, the runners that I mentioned coming through to win from that form line, have number 8, Captain's Pride, in the form. So this race, I'm going to make it a race between 2. I'm going to follow the money on number 2, Malshana Mao, but my outright choice is no doubt Captain's Pride. Quick Step Girl coming through to win from that last form line, and is trained by Tini's Prinsloo, so therefore the line of thought on why they are backing Tini's runner here. And if anything else has to win, there's just one other runner. It could be Miss Denon from the Michael Roberts stable. But for the place accumulator, going to play it safe here with numbers 2 and 8. I don't know if you saw anything else, or if anything was encouraging about any other form lines. But the one thing that I'll have to say before handing over to you, and I'm sure you looked at it, Rael, number 4, Royal Kalini, who is a half-sister to none other than Royal Victory.
Yeah, it is, and to add to that, the full brother, Ocean Sky, actually ran a couple of weeks ago at Hollywoodbets Durbanville and ran a very pleasing second on debut. So this horse is certainly one to keep an eye on. 500,000 rand purchase, and yeah, Brevin Plikes takes a ride. Normally with Nathan Cotton, if he fancies the first time, he'll probably put the likes of Muzi aboard or a more senior jock, but maybe a filly that will just need the outing and would come on with the run under the belt. I thought the Paul Lafferty horse, number 5, Willow Gem, could be a big improver in this race. I see she's trading at 25 to 1 in the market. It says beaten 11.7 lengths behind Quick Step Gal, but Quick Step Gal won with consummate ease that day. I think she won over 5 lengths that day. So the margin is slightly closer than that to the second placed horse. I think this filly would have come on with that run under the belt, and I think she could make that necessary improvement to be a factor. We saw that horse Polar Light from the Paul Lafferty yard.
Yes.
That filly ran no type of race on debut, but then at the second time of asking, she was a lot more streetwise, and she put in a good finish to win. So I think there could be improvement to come from this daughter of Willow Magic. She gets the 4 kgs off the back once again, so I think she'll be there or thereabouts. And obviously respect for number 2, Malshana Mo, and number 8, Captain's Pride. Tini does think quite a bit of this daughter of Vercingetrix. You mentioned on debut she was quietly fancied, and he expected a much better performance in what she produced. She's just very green, and she saw daylight a bit too early that day, and I'm sure she would have learnt quite a lot with that run under the belt. So yep, 2, 8, and I'll include the 5 horse D's into leg 1 of that PA.
Okay, I was Ryle playing it very, very safe here, including number 5 as well, Willow Gem, and worth considering in leg 2 of the bar pot. But I think these 2 horses could be good enough. The money horse, Anti-Post, number 2, and number 8, Captain's Pride, whose second start was much improved behind Polar Light. Those 2 runners should fight it out, and if you're looking for one more, the suggestion is horse number 5, Willow Gem from Rahil. So that place accumulator again, guys, plus 5 minutes will begin at 13:15.
Race number 3, start off the pick 6, 13:50 is the off time, 1200 meters the distance, maiden plate, and here your favorite is number 9, Life on the Tides, at 17 to 10, 22 to 10 about number 3, which is a first timer from the Michael Roberts yard, Cowdray Park, 9 to 2, Miss Galore, 7 to 1 Sovereign Command, 8 to 1 One Dance, 14 to 1 and better about those. Wow. These race number 3 is not a race that's going to take a lot of winning. When you have a look at the form on offer, it doesn't inspire much confidence. This horse, Cowdray Park, he didn't make. Pulled up his pedigree. He didn't make much appeal to me. He's related to his half brother to Invisible, who's won twice over 1600 meters, and he's the son of Legislate. 1200 meters out of a Master Craftsman mare. Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether the distance is going to suit him. And if anything, after first timers, I thought that maybe number 4, One Dance, could show a bit of speed, given that she's a daughter of One World, and we know that One World does throw up these sprinters, and they do well over sprinting distances. And the Damn Premier Dance won from 1200 up to 2000 meters. So I thought maybe she could show a bit of speed on debut and be there or thereabouts. But yeah, I didn't expect to see number 3 so short in the market. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this horse number 9 and Life on the Tides. And after first timers, I can't say anything. I think wait for race time. Possibly there'll be comments passed through, or just watch the betting. But Life on the Tides, after running last time out, I mentioned in that post race that if I had to pencil in a horse to follow, it will be this horse. Go and watch that replay, guys, if you got a chance. Horse was very green for most of the way, and especially over the final 300 meters or so from the inside of the track, started to drift to the outside. And the stable companion, Serpentine Fire, won a good race. This horse wasn't too far behind, and he started to grab your attention as they got closer to that winning post. So I think there's more to come from him. I would have preferred it over 1400 meters, because I did have a chat to MJ Odendaal after the race, suggesting I'd like to see this horse over further, but he keeps him over 1200. And I think the reason being is that this race came along, and there's a lack of form in the race amongst the race runners. There's nothing that's an absolute standout on pedigree with the first timers. So therefore his thought process on running the horse here. So for me, he's the horse with the most improvement. He's the horse that will possibly achieve the most in his career moving forward. But to banker him, you're going to have to be brave. The market, you said, is at 17 to 10, right?
Yeah, 17 to 10.
Yeah, that tells a story, because you got an unraced horse at 22 to 10, and the next race runner is at 9 to 2. If I had to single out one more runner, if you're looking for cover, it's going to be number 8, Sovereign Command, because I think the young kid has got to know this horse nice now, Mkolisi Mbuto, and that last start wasn't the worst when it attracted a lot of outside money. So that'll be the cover. But I'm going to go quite strong here with this horse, Life on the Tide. It's a small field. The draw should be no problem down the straight, whilst they concertina middle to inside. It's just 9 runners that go to post. Whatever beats him wins.
I think there's quite a bit of value about this 8-horse Sovereign Command. He's been fancied on a number of occasions. He's let the side down, but at 7 to 1 in the market, he could be worth an each-way play in race number 3. Number 9, Life on the Tides, he'll have an obvious chance with that last run under the belt, and then maybe even the 6-horse Miss Galore could get involved on her debut run behind Top Seed. And if you go strictly on that, well, then she's got the beating of number 9, Life on the Tides. But and then keeping close eye on the market.
We're on to race number 4, 1425. It will be Jackpot 1, a maiden plate over 1400 meters. And as we bring up the field, we'll have a look at some betting, and this is how it looks. Number 1, Doing Time, is at 8 to 1. Number 4 is trading at 9 to 2. 7, Master de Rouvray, is at 11 to 2. And we got a 33 to 10 shot here in Space O. Yeah, that's how it looks in the betting rail, and this is a race where I've made my play for the day, and see the in or out on Master de Rouvray, Mark Dixon's runner. We all know what happened last time out with Quokka Blitz and Master de Rouvray. It was a race where Master de Rouvray found tons of betting support, moved up with Quokka Blitz. They both turned into the straight. Sean Veal had first run on Quokka Blitz. Master de Rouvray was chasing, and all he needs to do is repeat that run. They were well clear of the balance of the field rail, so when they stretched out like that, you often just keep an eye whether the form line will hold up or not, and it hasn't yet. That is a slight concern for me, because there were runners that have been racing, and I've quietly fancied their chances, thinking that they will improve. But they haven't shaped up. There have been 8 runners in total for just 2 places. So that is a slight concern for me, is that the form line hasn't held up. But when you try and assess the opposition and what they bring to the table with form, then I think he's got the best form in the race. I'm going to go banker number 7, Master de Rouvray. I respect Michael Roberts' runner number 4, and then I'll keep an eye on the betting on the first timer number 8, Mr. Razzle, who's now Alamites strike, full set of Alamites. So Master de Rouvray for me, banker and all bets, and hoping that the horse will arrive. Did like it before they postponed the meeting to Wednesday, last week Saturday, and I'm not going to change my thought process.
Yeah, Tees, I'm with you on that. I think he's going to be a hard horse to beat. So went for him last time out, and unfortunately narrowly denied that day. And I think this horse over 1400 meters, that's the trick here. Showed good improvement last time out, and I expect him to confirm that. You mentioned the form line, but I think he'll be the horse to frank that form. So all in here, number 7, Master de Rouvray. I think that number 4, Vencedor, is the ideal exact horse. I remember last time out, he moved up like he was going to actually challenge quite strongly for that win. Blinkers on, and he drops in trip. I think that's a huge positive, because I think 1400 will suit him a lot better. So I think he's the exact horse here. And then number 5, Limelight Legend. A bit of improvement last time out. He seems to be improving with each start. He's another one that drops in trip, and he was only about 1.5 lengths behind Vencedor. And he's probably got more improvement to come. So he's another one that could get involved for trifectas and quartets. But I think 7 from 4, I think that could be the right exacta player in race number 4.
We have to mention O Space O, because he was a subject of a lot of betting support last time out, and of course his stable companion was just too good on the day, called Deputy Chief. That was over 1600 meters, and it is 200 meters shorter. So if he gets some luck from the draw, the way he races, he enjoys racing up handy. Number 10, O Space O, another horse that you could factor in for the minor position. So Ryle has given you 5 and 4. I'm suggesting 4 and 10 as well for the minor positions, and keep an eye on number 8, Mr. Razzle. But for the show, we are going to go with the betting market and the form behind this horse called Quacker Blitz with number 7, Master de Rouvray.
Race number 5, 3 o'clock is the off time. It is a start of jackpot number 2, 1750 meters. The distance, maiden plate for fillies and mares. Number 7, Sanbini, favorite at 22 to 10, 33 to 10. Number 5, Zolo Zolo, 9 to 2 about Glorious Butterfly, 11 to 2 Royal Mermaid. It's 8 to 1 and better by those. It's another race that's not going to take a lot of winning, but these I like this horse a lot here. And this filly's name is Royal Mermaid. Ignore last start that day on the poly track. It wasn't great for horses from off the speed. Flying Rainstorm got to the head of affairs, and she just stayed there. She went from start to finish, and horses just didn't get into contention. I think that on a run to Sonata Samaritan, I think if we judge on that performance, her only run on the turf at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, I think that holds her in good stead heading into this contest. I think 1750 will suit her quite nicely given her running style, and the yard are in good form. So I think at 11 to 2, I'm going to go with this filly. I think she's a massive player for top honours, and she's going to be the top choice for me.
I personally would like to say that I can't make a case, and a strong case, for any of these runners. This is a race where, it's got trifecta quartet written all over it, unless you, the valued racing fan, really like something. If you like something, go for it. You're going to get a decent price. Just quick comments on my selections. I'll give you in order that I like them. Number 7, Sanbini, on that last start, has to go in. I like the way Tristan Gordon's riding, and he'll ride this horse for the first time. Horse number 8, Call Me Harriet, from 12 to 1 into 8 to 1 Hollywoodbets anti-post. Ignoring that last start, just going to judge her on that run behind Mocha Blend. That's so 7 to beat 8. Then number 5, Zolo Zolo from the Michael Roberts stable, with Rachel claiming that 1.5. Yeah, a horse that will not inspire much confidence, but on a recent form, she hasn't been that far off them, 2.5 lengths her last 2 runs. I'll give her a look in here for exotics. And then your horse number 4, Royal Mermaid, for Fort. So I'm going to go 7, 8, 5 and 4. Playing with the rule, I got one more runner to possibly include in the pick 6, and if I had to pick one, it will be number 6, Glorious Butterfly. So those are going to be the 5 runners. In numerical order, it's 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, but in order of preference, 7, 8, 5, 4 and 6.
Let's accumulate the same numbers.
7, 8, and 5. I can't go that far. I mean, I have to go 3 runners, otherwise the perm becomes too expensive. So my top 3 selections: 7, 8, and 5.
7, 8, and 5. Yep, those are the numbers these will be playing around. I like the 4 quite strongly. Royal Mermaid, it's not a strong race, and I think that at 11-2 she could be worth a nice each-way player in the 5th race on the program over 1,750 meters.
Well, it's the last pick 3 on the card, race number 6, and it'll begin at 15. Is it 35 or 30?
35.
15:35. Okay, 5 minutes on top. 1,400 meters, fillies and mares, and we got 11 runners that will go to post here. We'll bring up the field, which is on screen now. Talk to you some betting. Number 3 at 5-1, 4 at 7-1, 5 Prom Queen is at 6-1. Then we got 7 Beautiful Ronnie at 8-1, 10 Siberian Winter 22-10, and 11 Fort Jador at 4-1. So that's the betting, and I'm just going to give you my numbers here, Ryle, with my thought process. 7, 10, and 11, top 3, 7, 10, and 11, and my cover horses for the pick 6, because they are 11, I can go at 5, are going to be numbers 2 and 5. So number 7 going to be my top choice. Been following this filly. In fact, did go for 3 starts back behind Lucrative, where she didn't arrive. Gave her a miss her last 2 starts. Going to get back on again now that she's come down to a 76. Yeah, she was one of 2 fillies in that race the other day. I think the stable companion was the other one, La Première. Yeah, that was it. They both took their place in a progress plate, which was not ideal for these fillies. But she was beaten just over, looking at a position, it was 7. But I thought 5 lengths behind Isebevane, who won a great race, was okay. Back against the fillies now. I'll include her in all bets. Horse number 10, Siberian Winter, Michael Roberts' runner. May have been too high up in the ratings as she's come down now to a 74. And you can see her last 2 runs starting to return to some type of form. And then 11 Fort Jador, whilst I know that she does appreciate the polytrack more than the turf, just on a consistency can't be left out. So I'm going to go 7, 10, and 11 for the place accumulator and the bar pot. The cover horses for the pick 6 and the jackpot will be 2 and 5.
These are, I'm with you on the 7 horse. I think that's all the value in the race at 10-1 in the market here. I think
10-1.
Yeah, 10-1. I think she's a very nice price, an attractive price here. I don't think it was the right race last time out for her. You touched on the horses that were in that race, and it was a weird progress plate because the best weighted horse, Icy Blast, ran no type of race.
But first run for the stable coming from Cape Town may have just needed it as well. Ex-Ford Marshall horse, I think.
Yeah, ex-Ford Marshall horse, correct, these. But I thought he was disappointing in the race. But Issy Vivan, quite a nice win. He's a 3-year-old that's on the up. He actually had his first run as a 3-year-old that day, and it was a winning one. So he's one to keep an eye on. But this filly, seems like the right race for these. I think number 5, Prom Queen, is way better than her last start. On a penultimate run over 1,200 meters, only 4 lengths to Emerald Green. If you ignore her last start and judge on her previous form, I think she could be in with a chance. 1,400 meters, she's been the distance once before, and 2 lengths to Perilla. If she has to reproduce that run in this contest, she'd be very, very dangerous at around 6-1 in the market. Serena Woodley in the irons once again, and there's a few headgear changes with this daughter of Give Me the Green Light. So I think she has to go into the play. And then when looking at the balance, there's not a lot to get excited about. I'm not quite sure about Siberian Winter going over 1,400 meters. I think she's a better sprinter than she is over that 14, but I think only the race will tell. And then Fort Jador, you mentioned a polytrack form, a lot better than that on the turf, but she's game. She's seldom far off the action, and she could get involved. I think it's a difficult race for the exotics. I'm going to be playing around 5 and 7, some swingers, some exactors. Not a lot of horses will give you confidence here.
Yeah, and this was Siberian Winter. In fact, you mentioned the distance. After watching her last start, I actually was of the opinion, Michael, try over a bit further. We know that she won on debut, and then she was tried in all those feature races as a young horse where she didn't shape, and she's taken some time now as a 3-year-old to win again. So I think Michael's doing the right thing here, putting her over 1,400 meters, just put her to sleep from that wide draw. There's no need to hustle and bustle the filly. She does enjoy a patient ride, and hopefully her stamina can kick in. I say stamina, it's just 300 meters further from what she raced last time out, so it could be the right move over 1400 meters. Ryle's a bit on the fence with regards to distance. I'm hoping that she appreciates it. So that's going to be the numbers here. 7, 10 and 11 for me, cover numbers 2 and 5. Ryle, you just like numbers 5 and 7 for the PA?
Yeah, it is 5 and 7. I'm in or out here.
5 and 7 for Raheel, and I think it could be a nice quartet to catch here. Race number 6, 1400 meters. Note the time. It's 15:35.
Race number 7, penultimate race on the program, 10 past 4 is the off time, 1000 meters the distance, class 4 for fillies and mares. Number 6, Mama's Baby, your favorite, 22-10. Number 5, Happy Analia, 3-1. Number 7, Rugger Lover at 4-1. It's then 7-1 and better are those. I'm going to touch on this filly, Mama's Baby, because she won 2 starts back, gone up 6 points. She ran a good second last time out, and she's gone up 4 points for being a loser. So that is a stiff penalty for this daughter of Rafif. But she's running well, and she's a horse that's in good form. She'll certainly keep you interested. But I think at 22-10, taking a step up in class against a lot stronger, I think her work is cut out. I think that number 5, Happy Analia, is going to be a big runner. I like the fact that she's dropping in distance to 1000 meters. Her best form is over the distance. Her 3 victories have been over this trip. No penalty for running second last time out, and she gets 2.5 kgs off the back. So I think she's well placed here. It's a drop in class for me as well. I think she's going to go very, very well. And then number 7, Rugger Lover, the other horse from the Teeny Princely yard. She's in solid form. She runs well at the track, especially over the distance as well. Sean Veal takes a ride. She ran under length in 4th position last time out. The handicap has dropped her a point, so she races off a mark of 75. So I think Teeny has got 2 horses that he has found the perfect race for. I think these 2 horses could fight it out.
Yeah, when you speak about 2 runners, then you have to have a look at Garrett's other runner as well. He's got a nice coupling with 6, Mama's Boy, we touched on, and even number 8, Prankster, because her last start was not her run at all. And she's got a very low mass of 52 kgs here with a strong low weight rider in Athandiwe Mgudla. So I'm suggesting if you like number 6, Mama's Baby, don't leave out the stable companion. And you touched on both runners from Teeny Prince's stable, number 5, Happy Analia, and number 7, Rugger Lover. So those are the 2 stables that possibly hold the key to the outcome of the race. But then you have to look at this horse called Tequila Sky. It'll be foolish to judge her on a 1 run in the province where, she was nowhere to be seen if you look at how far back she was. But then you just go and look at the comment that was given, speedy cut right 4, and she obviously pulled up lame after that incident. So that was nothing that she showed us first time in the province. So we can't judge on that. If we go to a form in the Western Cape, you can see that every now and again she jumps out those gates, she's willing to race up front, and when she races up front, it seems to be her best runs in her career. So I think that could be the plan here. She raced on the 2nd of March, so she's obviously been well nursed back home after what happened last time out, and she's ready to go again. I'm going to give her the airtime because I think she deserves that. Just don't read anything into her last starts, racing fans. It was not a run that will show you anything. So along with the coupling of Tini's Prince 2's numbers 5 and 7, Garrett Van Zyle's coupling of numbers 6 and 8, including number 4, Tequila Sky. So 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. How many runners that is, Ryle? That is going to be, that's not good. That is not good. That's 5 runners. That is not good at all. And often I go to ask a friend who is Rahel Radhakrishna on which horse to eliminate. Of those 4 runners, if you're going to play to the rule, of the 5 runners, if you're going to play to the rule and exclude 1 runner, which horse would it be?
Please, you're putting me on the spot here. You're asking me
I
to
bet eliminate. You'll say Prankster.
I'm just looking at it now, Deez. Interesting one between Prankster and Mama's Baby. I'm going to say Mama's Baby.
Out. Okay, that is it. So place accumulator, you're going to have to be the judge of those 4 runners, numbers 4, 5, 7, and 8. You're going to have to choose from. And then in the pick 6, it's going to be 4, 5, 7, and 8 as well. Place accumulator, 5 and 7, along with number 4. So 4, 5, and 7 for me.
So you do. So you like my 2 horses? Yeah. We should just go light in the pick 6 then.
Yeah,
4, 5, and 7.
Yeah, it looks that way. It does look that way, but then mama's baby, it's tough. You know, that is the decisions we all make on a daily basis when structuring exotics. Which horses to leave or out, which horses to add on. Do we go the field, and how do we play it? It's all about cost and how you play your perm, and you hope that it falls into place. Let's not talk about the perm over the weekend with 1 stripe that was a banker for many, and look at what that pick 6 ended up paying, in excess of 140,000 Rand. And if you really look at it, it was 1 result. So guys, all the best in your exotics on Wednesday. A meeting that was moved from last week Saturday to this Wednesday. It's the same race card. The betting may have changed. Have a look at your declarations, and it's 5 minutes added on to each race. I'll be on to race number 8. It's over 1,200 meters, and this is where things close off. We should end off the meeting, if things go to plan, on the day at 16:45. And we bring up the field in the lucky last. What a field this is to end things off. I say what a field because there's lots of form to work with, collateral form, weight turnarounds. It's a sprint trip. Horse number 1, Celtic Chief, is trading at 7-1. Number 2, Lexicon Point, at 11-2. Then we go on to number 6, Moya Walla Liga, at 8-1. I really like the look of this horse, the way he's progressing in his career, that is. Number 7, Abaddon, at 9-2. Number 8, Mardel Platter, at 6-1. 10 all the time is at 7-1. And is that it, Rael, or is there one more runner? Yeah, there is one more runner, Gorgeous Guy, number 13, at 8-1. We're just chatting off air, you know, whilst we understand that it's a very difficult time for the Jelinski family after what was a shock to me, Rael. On Sunday, I think it happened.
Sunday night, I think it was.
Yeah, I just know that Warren Lenferna, I met him at the airport coming from Cape Town. He was there to pick up his wife Candice, and then he mentioned to me that Tony Jelinski, who is a big owner in the Mike Miller stable, passed away. He was a good guy for racing.
Yeah, wonderful human being. He's very bubbly personality and friendly person and willing to speak, and
loved his horses.
Loved it a lot.
People tell me every day he used to be at Summerfell. No, almost every day.
Yeah, almost every day. He's, well, at least when I'm
retired
there for US for interviews, he is always there. So yeah, it's going to be a big loss for the yard, and especially for his close family. But how fitting would it be if this horse were to win?
Yeah, actually, strange enough that we're talking about Tony Jelinski, and he passed away on Sunday. That when I worked at Hollywoodbets Scottsville the other day, he was with Mike and Ray Miller, and I was talking to him about this horse and how well he's done since the layoff, and he says, yeah, they rate the horse. The time off that they've given him has really helped him to mature, and I've been impressed with the horse. 2 from 2 back from that layoff, going for a hat-trick now. I don't know how confident you can be, but the stars seem to be aligned for this horse to win 3 in a row now. He looks like a really nice horse.
He looks the part. He just continues to improve with each start, and I was actually taken back by the way he finished off his race last time out, because it was in a very, very good time of 22.2 at Hollywoodbets Scottsville on a day where the conditions were soft, and often the horses can get caught up in that. But he didn't. He actually enjoyed it. He got through it quite easily, and there's a lot of scope for improvement here. He's got the most improvement to come out of the entire field, and the distance is spot on. He's gone up to 5 points for his latest victory. I wouldn't be surprised to see him reel off the hat-trick. And yeah, I'm going to make him my top choice, Dees.
Yeah, for me, he's a roving banker. A horse going for 3 in a row is always tough, but he looks like that type of horse that can pull it off. He's a roving banker for me in the quartet. Of the balance, I'm going to give a mention to number 6, Moya Walla Liga. Horse
Loves
number,
it.
yeah, loves it, and you got the 2.5 off. Mardel Platter, there's form lines that you can work between those two, and include number 10 to that all the time. And then horse number 13, that's going to be the joker of the pack. Got a bit of ground to make up with Abaddon, but you got Rachel claiming that 1.5 kgs now, and that could be the difference. So my numbers here: 7 a roving banker with 6, 8, 10, and 13. 7 a roving banker, 6, 8, 10, and 13. You still have some budget to play with. And if you're looking for one more runner, he's saying, please give us one more. It'll be number 2, Lexicon Point. But I'd really love to see this horse pull off the hat-trick for obvious reasons. The fact that I like the horse is going for 3 in a row, but in memory of the late Tony Jelinski.